now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Kumar Mulgaram Garu, Vice Chancellor, Osmania University, to light the lamp. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Kumar Mulgaram Garu, Vice Chancellor, Osmania University, onto the dais. I am privileged to call upon our guest of honor, Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, Director Technical ECIL, onto the dais. Immense pleasure to invite our guest of honor, Dr. G. Bhanuprakash Reddy, HOD Biochemistry, NIN, onto the dais. I request our respected principal and our beloved head of the department, Professor Ramakrishna Garu, to grace the function. I request Professor D. Ramakrishna, Head Department of ECE, to deliver welcome address.
Today's chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Osmania University, Professor M. Kumar Sir, guests of honors, Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, Director Technical ECL Hyderabad, and distinguished alumnus of the department, Dr. G. Bhanuprakash Reddy, HOD Biochemistry, NIN Hyderabad, and also distinguished alumnus of Osmania University. Respected Principal, University College of Engineering, Osmania University, and Chairperson of this 7 days workshop, Professor P. Chandrasekhar Sir, and Sri B. Ramakrishna, Vice President, Vijnana Telangana, Mr. M.D. Misbauddin, Coordinator of the workshop, Dr. M. Shamsundar, Co-Coordinator of the workshop, Dr. Satya Kamal, EC Member, Vijnana Telangana, Heads of the Departments of University College of Engineering, Osmania University, teaching and non-teaching staff of EC Department, and invited guests, sponsors, and participants of this workshop. Very good morning to all of you. On behalf of the department, I welcome you all for the 1-week national workshop on recent trends in semiconductor IC design in Indian perspective, a hands-on approach. Department of ECE, Osmania University, was established in the year 1959 under the dynamic leadership of late Professor K.K. Nair. He transformed the department as one of the excellent teaching learning institutes in India. At present, department have 16 teaching faculty members and 23 non-teaching staff members. Now the department is offering one UG program, BE/ECE, with intake of 60, and 4 PG programs, namely Digital Systems, Systems and Signal Processing, Micro and Radar Engineering, VLS and Embedded Systems, with average intake of 15, and a PhD program. Since from the inception, the department has been in forefront for research and training activities and successfully completed various funded projects from different agencies. The department is continuing the same tradition set by the previous professors. In the current academic year 2024-2025, the department is executing 275 lakhs of rupees of worth R&D projects from the different funding agencies such as MIT, Government of India, DST, Government of India, and also corporate agencies such as MathWorks India Private Limited. The department's alumni have made notable contributions to society on a global and domestic scale, and they are offering their unwavering support to their previous department in hopes of elevating the department profile. This workshop includes 17 talks by the renowned researchers in the field of semiconductor IC design and is supported with 15 hands-on sessions. A total of 158 participants were registered for for this workshop. Among them, 23 are from industry and 30 are from academic institutions and 105 are research scholars and PG students. These 158 participants representing 27 different academic institutions as well as 5 different industry and R&D organizations. Looking at these statistics, we can say very good balance of participants from the industry and academia. I am sure during this workshop, the deliberations and interactions takes place will lead to a fruitful professional outcome. On behalf of the department, I thank Vijnana Telangana for joining hands with the department to organize this event. I would also like to express my gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor M. Kumar Sir for motivating us to take part in more professional activities, and also our Principal Professor Chandrasekhar Sir for extending the support to the department. I congratulate the workshop coordinators and research scholars of Professor Chandrasekhar Sir and student volunteers for working so hard to make this day possible. With these few words, I once again welcome you all for the one-week national workshop on recent trends in semiconductor IC design in Indian perspective, a hands-on approach. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our Honorable Principal, Professor P. Chandrasekhar Garu, to brief about our workshop.
Good morning to one and all. Chief guest of today's inaugural function, Professor M. Kumar, Vice Chancellor, Osmania University. Guests of honor, Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, Outstanding Scientist and Director Technical, ECIL. Dr. G. Bhanuprakash Reddy, Head Biochemistry, NIN. Professor Ramakrishna, Head Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering. Mr. Misbauddin, conveners, invitees from DRDO, ECIL, and other electronics industries, faculty members, research scholars, my dear participants, and sponsors. On behalf of University College of Engineering, hearty welcome to one and all to recent trends in semiconductor IC design in Indian perspective, a hands-on approach jointly organized by Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Osmania University, and VIBA. In fact, the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering, Osmania University, received a prestigious project called Chip 2 Startup Program, Electronics and Information Technology. It is aiming at several missions. One of them is training the manpower in chip design, VLSI design. In addition, they have asked us to develop ADPLL, that is one of the ICs we will be using in the system at a different applications at different technology nodes. Keeping this in view, ECE department came forward to start training the manpower in this domain. Initially, for the last 1 year, we are working for the installation of the software and training ourselves. So we underwent several trainings conducted by CDAC Bangalore. Now we are in a position to start training other manpower. So it is going to be a curtain raiser event for a big mission as suggested by several industrials as well as technocrats. One of the objectives will be developing ADPLL at different technologies and different applications, including Bluetooth applications. Second one is training the manpower in chip design. That's what we started today. And then providing internships to ME and BTech final year students who are willing to work in the domain of IC domain. So we welcome you to carry out your internships. And in addition to these things, by taking several inputs from the industries, we are also want to continue our work in the domain of VLSI design in R&D projects. We wanted to undertake R&D projects from several industries to sustain ourselves, and also we want to invite startups and entrepreneurs to come up with their ideas, because whatever the software tools we got, EDA tools we call, all the EDA tools are licensed software available. Total domain of VLSI are available in the department as well as the college. So we will invite startups or entrepreneurs to come up with their ideas, and they can be marketable products. So that is also another aim. With all these aims, we are coming forward. So it is going to be a curtain raiser event. And this workshop, mainly, it is going to provide a roadmap for futuristic challenges in the domain of IC design as well as opportunities. For the next 5 years in the IC design, what are the challenges industries are going to face, or what are the research problems, so that interested PhD scholars or faculty members can carry out their work in the same direction. And we will be publishing a souvenir. It is going to be a document to several other people who would like to work in this domain. That's what our will, which we will be doing maybe on the last day of our workshop. So thank you. I thank all participants and sponsors coming forward and coordinating this event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for briefing us about the activities that we are undertaking under the C2S project. May I now request our guest of honor, Dr. Bhanu Prakash Reddy, to brief about Vijnana Telangana.
Good morning. Respected Vice Chancellor Professor Kumar Mulgaram Garu and guest of honor, ECE, and President of the function and Principal of the college, Professor Chandrasekhar, HOD Dr. Ramakrishna, my colleagues from Vijnana Bharati, Dr. Ramakrishna, who is the Vice President, Dr. Pradeep Agarwal, Secretary, my colleague Dr. Satyakamal, all the faculty members of the department and delegates of the workshop, students of the department, and all the participants, other faculty members. You must be wondering what this guy from biochemistry has got to do with this semiconductor workshop. Well, we in the domain of biomedical research do use many devices which will have the chips and all these semiconductor components. Of course, we depend on the final polished product, so we will not worry about what goes into making these devices. But I think it's time that we also need to understand a little bit of this. And most importantly, once you know how it works and how they are made, and we can also provide our inputs to this domain. But having said that, today, in fact, I am here on behalf of Vijnana Bharati. My two colleagues, senior colleagues, the Vice President and Secretary, pushed me onto the dais, and they are sitting in the gallery. Okay, so it's my duty to tell you a little bit about Vijnana Bharati. We all have grown up listening to some sayings that, India is a developing country, India is a developing country, India is a developing country. At least I have been hearing for the last 50 years, because ever since I started going to the school. We don't know when will we be called as a developed country. I think time has come. But the reason why I said this is that a few years ago, maybe 35 years ago, some eminent scientists in the prestigious Institute, Indian Institute of Science, including Professor K.I. Vasu, felt that we need to do certain things in a different way. Of course, we have intellectual abilities, we have a lot of infrastructure, and over the years it has become much more, and investment is also good. But I think they felt that we need to have some different perspective for the Indian context. And our science should be nationalistic view, and we should work on a nationalistic ethos. Therefore, they started a movement, and that movement, sometime in 1991, slowly became an organization called Vijnana Bharati. The Vijnana Bharati motto is to see that how do we transfer the state of our nation from developing nation to developed nation while maintaining our status as welfare status at the same time. That's the main motto of the Vijnana Bharati. And this organization has got all its unit in all the states and UTs, and it is being guided and still have been guided by many eminent scientists like late Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, Dr. Anil Kakodkar, Dr. Mashelkar, Dr. Vijay Bhatkar, who is a Padma Bhushan, and many more. Of course, Madhavan Nair and current ISRO directors, past ISRO directors, all are guiding this movement and this organization. And I'll give you a brief about it, what all that we do. So, and it has got many other functions. The main objective, as I said, to complement the R&D and science and technology units from our inputs, that how do we work closely with all the organizations like Osmania University or name it any other science and technology and R&D organization. So, and at the same time, we also promote the science in all spheres of life. To the common man, to school students, to college students, we conduct a lot of programs. Therefore, we have some flagship programs. Right now, one flagship program is going on in IIT Guwahati that is called India International Science Festival. It is a brainchild of Vijnana Bharati. That's the only way we decided that the people of the common spheres will know the importance of the science. That's why science is celebrated as festival. So right now there's a festival going on at IIT Guwahati premises. All the scientific departments, their heads are right now sitting there and conducting this workshop there, this festival there. Likewise, we have another flagship program called VVM, Vidyarthi Vignan Manthan. I'm sure many of us might have written many Olympiads, but Vijnana Bharati has decided that we should have a nationalistic kind of Olympiad that is nothing but Vidyarthi Vignan Manthan. And now for the last 10 years we have been doing this. This year more than 2 lakh students participated this Vignan Manthan exam, which is nothing but a national Olympiad. From Telangana we have 7,000 registrations from 6th class to 11th class. I'm just giving a flavor of all the activities what we do. Then coming to many other flagship programs that there is one unit called Vibhavani. That's exactly what I'm trying to tell you. This Vibhavani works with the grassroots and they try to identify the problems. Most of the time we in the R&D institutes and glass labs will only think problems from our side. We need to get the inputs from the grassroots. So this Vibhavani goes to the communities, asks their problems, works with their problem, and they provide the problems to the scientific institutions so that we can find solutions. That's one of the movements of this, objectives of this movement. Likewise, I can go on saying, but not to take much of your time because I just wanted to give you an idea why Vibha is involved here. And then the whole crux of this, working with ECE department and Professor Chandrasekhar happened 2 months ago or maybe 3 months ago. That sometime in July, our side, Vijnana Bharati side, we had a small meeting and we decided to, I think my colleagues who are in the domain, it is unfortunate that they are asking me to speak here, but they are sitting there, who are the experts in semiconductor domain, Dr. Ramakrishna and Satya Kamal, thought that we should conduct a workshop. It actually not even workshop, they planned a big conclave on semiconductor thing. It's going to be, but then around this time, I think accidentally Professor Chandrasekhar and Dr. Pradeep Agarwal met and they decided to say, okay, why not we initiate this in this way and make it to the bigger one. So that's how we are into the picture. Now whole thing will be unfolded in the coming few days. So that's how we wanted to actually work with the department, and we are very grateful to VC and we are very grateful to the principal, Professor Chandrasekhar, and HOD, all the faculty for allowing us to work with you. That's what I am here to say, that as a part of this initiative, we thank Osmania University taking a step forward in conducting this workshop. And it will be, what you say, Greek and Latin for me to use some words about telling this workshop. But definitely the demand for, as I said, critical electronic chip ICs and components of the, has outstripped the supply. So that's where actually why I'm saying we had a brainstorming session last year with all the biomedical scientists. The common complaint was that we are all importing all the biomedical devices. You go to any hospital chairman, MD, they say that literally every device they are importing. They are saying that why can't we make it is that, no, because many a times we complain this corporate hospital that why are you charging so much? Their first answer is that if you make these devices here, if they can be made available cheap, and we will reduce the prices. That was they said. So I think it is very fitting in this context. And then our path, India's path to Atmanirbhar in semiconductor area is also very, very important point. And again, this workshop is very much fitting into that. Definitely the role of education and skill development, now we are talking about it. So keeping all these things in mind, I think this workshop is really going to be a fitting workshop in many dimensions that I just mentioned. And the objective is to explore the current challenges and opportunities in the Indian semiconductor IC designs industry, providing the insights into the overcoming technical barriers such as process variability and power optimization while leveraging the emerging trends in AI-driven design and edge computing for growth and innovation. With these few words, once again, I request you all to help us with our objectives, that is Vijnana Bharati, and more or less this is a kind of curtain raiser for our big conclave that Ramakrishna and Satyakamal will unfold this plan in the next few days. Thank you, Professor Sir and VC Osmania University for giving us this opportunity. Thank you very much.
May I now request our esteemed guest of honor, Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, to address the gathering.
Professor M. Kumar, VCOU, Prakash, Dr. Bhanu Prakash, HOD NIN, Professor Chandrasekhar, the Principal, Engineering College, Osmania University, and Professor D. Ramakrishna. Various other dignitaries of the dais, DRDO scientist, senior DRDO scientist in the capacity of Vibha, and other eminent speakers, and dear young engineers. आप सभी को मेरा नमस्कार. At the outset, what I want to say, that topic is quite apt. It is need of the hour for which this workshop is designed, is being conducted. However, if you look into the dependency on the semiconductor, what previous speaker has spoken about, the fact remains the fact that India depends a lot on these devices to be imported. Being in the Electronics Corporation as Director Technical, what I would like to mention, ECE is purely electronics organization where we need lot of devices every year. ECE is manufacturing the voting machines in large numbers, for which also it required lot of semiconductor devices which need to be imported. So we have seen the phase. Otherwise, also being a DRDO scientist, I have seen the phase where we need to depend a lot outside to meet your design requirements, to import these ICs abroad. It is a fact to accept that yes, we have missed the bus of semiconductor manufacturing way back in 1990s. To recall, I started my career from a fab, Semiconductor Complex, Chandigarh. Later on, I shifted to gas MMICs at Hyderabad, which became the success story of the country. This fab of gallium arsenide has given the devices to India to various applications of defense and aerospace. These are very well proven, and the foundry has been qualified for the space application as well. But nevertheless, that is a very specific domain. That is only catering to the very specific needs of the defense and space. But when it comes to volume, to meet the requirement of industry as well as various other strategic applications, we do not have the fabs in India. But at the same time, very good ecosystem exists for the design, simulation, and various testing back-end steps which are required to complete the product. So when I say good ecosystem exists, there are MNCs, there are Indian companies. I need not name, there are Texas, TCS, Infosys, ST Microelectronics, Cypress, many companies are there, which has made this ecosystem, which is doing a good design work, good simulation work, back-end testing, which is required to feed these foundries as a design input. So based on that, this workshop is very important, and what these companies do in nutshell: the digital design, like RTL, the putting the software, hardware integration on the at the simulation level, flow of the digital signal, its integrity checking, logical operations of the devices to be seen before it really goes to the fab at the computer level. Verification, validation is another good aspect in which you need to simulate the device, check it for it. And then comes the design physical requirements, layout. The layout is another critical factor in which you need to follow the guidelines of the fab, do the physical significance signal integrity in the defined real estate which is provided to the designer. Another important factor what these companies can do and what the ecosystem is doing, the embedded systems. When we talk about the embedded system, it is the integration of software, hardware, the system on chip. Apart from that, the development of the devices which can work in different domains. Like nowadays, there is a good requirement to make the chips AI compatible. We need to develop the chips which has some AI components so that we can do the required functions in a smaller time, which is the need of the hour. This needs further diversification to the machine learning, which becomes part of the total device development, the system development. We need to work on the advanced materials which are required to make the device performance much superior than the existing ones. So these are the various factors which can be covered in this workshop, which can be focused for the devices which are upcoming. Another 2-3 things which you can take up is the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is becoming again need of the hour. So your design development, the simulation part also should cater for these kind of applications. In addition, what we see now, 5G development, 6G development, there is a huge requirement in this domain. So our design, our development, since we are in the ecosystem at India, in this domain, we should focus on the current activities, wherein the requirement for our engineers, for our young scientists can be in this domain. So these are the various factors which I thought I'll bring out because these are quite relevant to the workshop, what we are doing at Osmania. I congratulate the Department of ECE for doing this and inviting me here. By the way, I am also alumni of this engineering college for the MTech from 2006 to 2009. So I take pride being here and talking in front of you about the workshop. And I invite the young engineers, the faculty of Osmania, and other related associate faculties to visit ECIL. ECIL is a strategic unit which works in the domain of various verticals, which I think may not be relevant to talk much here, but I request you can come. And as principal said, ECIL is open to have strategic collaborations, the projects which can bring up the various products by mutual concern. Thank you very much. Best wishes for the workshop.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening us about the emerging technologies. Now I request Dr. Srividya to brief about our chief guest.
Very good morning to all the dignitaries on the dais as well as off the dais, and very good morning to all the participants. Professor Kumar Mulagaram is a highly esteemed academic and researcher in civil engineering with a career span of over 29 years. He earned his bachelor's degree from Osmania University and master's degree from JNTU and doctorate from IIT Bombay. Currently, he takes the highest position of the prestigious university Osmania University as a Vice Chancellor, and he also served as a Senior Professor of Civil Engineering as well as University College of Engineering. He served as a Principal, University College of Engineering, Osmania University, and the highest academic position, Dean Faculty of Engineering, Osmania University from 2022 to 24, and Controller of Examinations for 2 years from 2019 to 2020. Professor M. Kumar has authored over 100 research papers published in international and national journals and conferences. He has supervised more than 90 ME dissertations and several PhD theses. His work has earned him several prestigious awards, which includes Best Teacher State Award from Government of Telangana in 2018, the Engineer of the Year 2018 Award from Institute of Engineers, India, and Government of Telangana, and Vishweshwara Best Faculty Award by Smart Infrastructure Trustee of India in 2019. He was also recognized for his outstanding papers at national and international levels from 2010 to 2014. Professor M. Kumar has held several administrative roles, which includes convener of TS PG set for the year 2019 and 20. Professor M. Kumar's international experience includes him presenting research in various global cities, around 20 cities and 15 countries, and delivering keynote lectures and session chairs at numerous national and international platforms. He is also an active member of several esteemed technical and research organizations and participated in leadership and capacity building training at institutions such as ISBs, IIMs, and Monash University for LEAP program by MHRD. We welcome you, sir.
Yeah, so today's guest of honor, Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma, Director Technical ECIL, Dr. G. Bhanuprakash Reddy, HOD Biochemistry, NIN, and not only like guest of honor, they are alumni of this proud Osmania University. One is from Biochemistry Department and one is from the same department as he just now highlighted. Of course, Professor P. Chandrasekhar, the principal of the college and presiding officer for this particular workshop, Professor D. Ramakrishna, head of the department, and conveners, coordinators of this particular workshop, and HODs, Mechanical Engineering Department, and faculty members of this department, and the other dignitaries who sat just opposite to this podium, and participants from industry. Almost, the 35 members attending from the industry, and research scholars, 103 members registered, almost 158 participants registered for this particular workshop. A very good morning to all of you. Welcome to this one-week national workshop on recent trends in semiconductors IC design in Indian perspective, a hands-on approach. At the outset, I congratulate the Department of ECE for floating such a wonderful and need of the hour topic at this department for the sake of our stakeholders to exchange various developments in this field on these 5 days. I also observed that the eminent speakers going to deliver on so many aspects related to this particular topic. Definitely, this particular workshop is going to help the researchers and industry persons and students and faculty members in an excellent manner. So coming to the Osmania University, so having 107 years of glory, sustaining in an excellent manner, and coming to this department, 65 years old department, is the third department after, civil engineering department started in the year 1929, and every 10 years one department started. 1939 mechanical, 1949 electrical department, 1959 this particular electronics department started. So from there onwards, so several eminent people worked here, and as a remembrance, Professor K.K. Nair, this every year, this endowment lecture continuously organizing from 1979, and recently also 4 days back they conducted at this platform, and this department served and produced so many alumni working not only in India, across the world in various high capacities. So definitely it's a privileged department, and a lot of research is going on with the limited resources. You know, one side shortage of faculty, other side, you know, the shortage of all, but in spite of all these limitations, our faculty members, our research scholars really working hard and producing the best of the best in various, you know, the journals and other places, wherever. And just now, the guest of honor, Professor Dr. Banu Prakash Reddy and Anish Kumar Sharma highlighted the need of the hour, and also they highlighted that the interdiscipline, the role of, you know, the interdiscipline research. And here, the semiconductor IC design in Indian perspective, as far as my this thing is, in Indian perspective needs, but it's a global subject. So, because, you know, any development, nowadays what happening within the fraction of second, that information is disseminating, you know, from any place to any place. There is now world become, you know, global village in the, you know, because of this IT and other, you know, developments, every information is immediately reaching to the other part of the places. So therefore, this particular subject, no doubt, the Indian perspective needs, as far as my this thing is concerned, but the subject is globally developed. Yeah, so Osmania University committed for this academic excellence. Our priorities are, first is teaching learning process, then research, third one is innovation, the fourth one is, you know, creation of infrastructure to meet the present day demands. And no doubt teaching and learning process is excellent, especially at engineering college. All our faculty members are very committed and students also very committed. And coming to the research, with the limited resources, they are exploring maximum extent and publishing papers, and they are also getting projects from the Government of India, DST, and you know, other resources. And coming to the innovation, innovation of course in the form of patents and all. So this aspect, you know, the students and faculty and even the industry people, they have to think about, you know, innovative manner. So this vertical thinking is very much essential, and differently thinking is very much essential, then only innovation is possible. And if you look at global scenario, the patents obtained by this country, and just now Banu Prakash Reddy highlighted, so India since last 40 years, we are seeing as a developing country. So our dream is to, you know, see developed country, right? But the resources are excellent, especially the young minds. They are doing, you know, a lot of work, but only problem is, you know, the qualitative or quality research not producing. Example, if you look at the patents awarded internationally, when you compare with United States of America and European countries and other countries, even China, so for every 1,000, you know, filing of patents, we are just getting around, you know, 25 to 30, and wherein other countries, they are getting almost 50% of the patents filed. That indicates the quality of the research, where we are. So always we have to conduct the SWOT analysis in each and every aspects. So what are our strengths, what are our weaknesses, what are the opportunities, right, and threats. So this is very, very important, right, where we stand. So that is why this particular, hands-on approach means skill-based education is lacking in the Indian context. So if you look at countrywide, almost 12 lakhs students coming out, especially professional college, engineering background. But out of 12 lakhs, the skill-based, the students, skills, lot of skills, almost 80 to 90% of the skills, only 20% of the students having skills. So rest of the people do not have, proper skills. And today, the skilled persons, they are definitely sustaining in the market, sustaining in the industry. So to impart, skills in the students at the education level, especially BE or MB level, the industry partnership is very, very important, industry partnership. So when the institutions will tie up with the industry partnership and developing some kind of network, so definitely the win-win situation will face, and innovation also possible, because the gaps in the academics, gaps in the industry will study combinedly by the researchers and students and industry people, parallelly, so hands in hand. So therefore, the problems, the gaps, whatever identified in the existing system or existing thing, easily can overcome by inventing some better solution, right? So for every problem, there will be definitely some kind of solution. So this identification of problems and even the gaps in the system, normally, based on the observation. So as a researcher, one should have proper observation. See, the mobile revolution, if you look at, since last 40 years, so every 10 years, how the mobile revolution changed, transformed. So 40 years back, and 30 years back, 20 years back, and today, and future. So this ICT technology, see, this particular workshop also is focusing. And iPhones, already 14% of the, the share. The manufacturing setup, they decided from India. See, already that financial things almost, they decided from the 23-24, this financial year, the 14% of the mobiles producing through this India manufacturing units at different places in India. And this is expected by next year, 25%. Therefore, the job opportunities in India in coming days by 27-28, 2.5 lakhs to the 3 lakhs job opportunities are there, not only in mobile and even in other areas. So only thing is the skilled professionals, especially in the chip design and fabrication and testing and packing. So these 4 areas, lot of scope is there. So the job potentiality also very, very high. And every field the chips are using in biomedical engineering, even in civil engineering, transportation, wherever, wherever the fields like, automation is required, everywhere the chip importance and especially this particular semiconductor importance is there. So the wide applications of the semiconductors. So this is basically the interdiscipline, right? Everywhere application point of view, we are using it satellite system and mobile system and the space system and even automation, wherever automation is required, there this particular what you call semiconductor usage is very much, especially chips. And even if you look at the metro rails, normally we use every day driverless. So driverless, the metro rail operation is going on in several countries and several places. So that is possible with this chip only. And in civil engineering, always, traditional way, we normally call structures. So structures, today, because of this chip and other, developments, we call smart structures. So smart structures means will interact each other, but traditional structures, they never interact each other. So today world is interacting with the help of this particular semiconductor technology. So this is need of the hour in future also. So definitely lot of requirement will be there. Yesterday somebody in the discussion, they were telling that after 5 years, nobody will carry any kind of cash. This is going to happen. So total cashless movements everywhere. No cash, no DD, no check. Everything is online payment, right? And even mobile technology also, we don't know in which form mobile will be there. 10 years back, 20 years back, and 30 years back, just if you analyze in a very, very logical manner, so where we reached. So any technology at the same time should reach to the unreachable area. That is our target at a cheaper cost. So in this context, the mobile technology reached to all places, in all reachable areas, in all sectors. Educated and uneducated, they are using this particular technology in a very, very professional way. So that is why I hats off to the researchers. Really, they are taking care of a normal persons to, high level person. This particular technology is reaching to each and every person in the society. So therefore, the observation is very, very important. See, what is required to the society. So everyone should, think of, this need-based, problem design, right? And the technology, whatever you develop, that should be very much economical and reachable to the non-reachable. So these are the two things always you have to keep in mind. And mobile technology in that aspect, I really appreciate, because today, when I see the market, small vegetable markets on streets, everybody carrying this, the QR codes, you no need to carry anything. And now, see, when I go out, I am not carrying any kind of cash. One credit card, one mobile is sufficient. So I can, roam here and there, total world, without carrying single cash, right? Single, note. So that is the beauty. And another important aspect is, the earlier, when we normally visit temples, beggars ask all the time, some kind of, donation. But today, see, they are also maintaining QR codes. Suppose if you cannot escape, change chillera ledamma ani cheppi manam escape cheyaniki ledhu akkada. Kabatti they have all, the QR codes. So what I mean to say is the technology reached to even beggars also, right? So that is the beauty of the technologies. Therefore, when you put some kind of concentration, right, and gaps, when you find out some gaps, you have to see that the technology has to reach to the non-reachable areas at the affordable cost. So today, the mobile cost to 500 to even 5 lakhs also. All mobile, Apple, for 12 to 15, of course, that manufacturing units, they established even in India also. Now they are launching 16. So one side is crazy, other side fulfilling the minimum requirements. Only disadvantage with the Indian context is we talk more in the mobile unnecessarily. And when I traveled in some other countries, even China and the other countries, even in the 2005, 2006, everyone, has mobile. And they are keeping inside their mobile, they are using for the enjoying their, music and all. But our people, if you look at, they talk unnecessary things, almost 80% for unnecessary things, unproductive. But, the purpose is different, but usage is in a different manner. So that is why for any technology, the advantage and disadvantage will be there. So all the time you have to think towards the positive side, right? So still there are so many, aspects to focus and do some kind of better solution, right? And refinement with the research. Research is a continuous process and refinement also is a continuous process. So for that, the industry and academician partnership definitely will help for further refinement of anything and even for enhancement of the research. I hope this kind of workshops will definitely give some kind of qualitative learning to both industry as well as the academic areas. So once again I congratulate and appreciate the electronics department of this particular college, for conducting this particular workshop. And not only this, in all 4 specialized areas also, at least one workshop in 1 month should conduct for the betterment of the, again, refinement for the sake of students as well as industry. So with this, I once again congratulate all the audience, participants, and the experts who came from different places, and guest of honor, Professor Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma and Dr. G. Banu Prakash Reddy for, for the wonderful inputs, especially to our participants. So thank you so much for patiently listening. Thank you one and all.
morning to all. Myself, Misbauddin, Assistant Professor, Department of ECE. I consider it a great privilege to propose vote of thanks to all the dignitaries who have made it convenient to attend this inaugural session of 1 week national workshop on recent trends in semiconductor IC design in Indian perspective, a hands-on approach organized by Department of ECE, Osmania University in association with Vijnana Telangana, Hyderabad. We are deeply grateful to our young and dynamic Vice Chancellor, Sir, Professor Kumar, Sir. We are humbled by your kind gesture, Sir, in accepting to be the chief guest of this event, despite your busy schedule. We wholeheartedly thank you, Sir. Thank you so much. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Anish Kumar Sharma Garu, Director Technical ECL, and Dr. G. Bhanu Prakash Reddy, Head of the Department Biochemistry NIN, for gracing this occasion. Our sincere thanks to our beloved Principal, Professor P. Chandrasekhar, Sir, and our Head of the Department, Professor Ramakrishna, Sir, for guidance and support in all aspects of organizing this workshop. We wish to express our sincere thanks to all head of the departments of this engineering college and all the professors of this college who have graced this occasion. We also mention a special thanks to our teaching and non-teaching staff of this department, research scholars. Thank our all participants for registering to this event and believing in us. So, lot of hard work has been done with the research scholars and PG students of this department. So, we thank them all. So, thank you one and all. Thank you for attending this meeting. Thank you.